What's up, everyone? Lou here. Today I'm going to be talking about Havoc and kind of how to use it effectively and some like little min-max things you can do as Kyrian. I know there's a lot of people coming to the class, so I just kind of want to give this pretty basic guide um, and how to use it efficiently and yeah, some more max things. First thing, I highly recommend getting a mouseover Havoc macro if you don't have one already. It just makes things a lot easier. You can be targeting, this guy and then Havoc on to this guy. And you don't have to swap targets. Makes things a lot easier to just hit one button. So highly recommend swapping a mouse over for Havoc if you have not. Next thing, when going into your Havoc windows, you always want to have at minimum 3 shards. However, I like to build to at least 4 so you can get double chaos bolts. So you can see, like, I'll build to 4 here. You want to make sure that your immolate is on both targets so you get extra shard gen. And then you can chaos bolt, can flag, chaos bolt, can flag, chaos bolt, and get another chaos bolt. And so generally in every Havoc window, you should be able to get, like, at minimum 3, but most of the time 4 to 5, sometimes even 6 if you have your Infernal out. Chaos bolts out per Havoc window. And if you're getting Soul Shard refunds and stuff, you're also able to just pump out even more. But that sequence is pretty important to have at least 3 to 4 shards, going in with at least 1 conflag charge. Next up, in Mythic Plus specifically, and you can do this on certain bosses like Mythic Raglan and Heroic Raglan and stuff, but Scouring Tide, you're able to keep that up permanently, basically on boss fights. And how it works is if this guy here, Square, was the buff, and this was our boss, once spawns, you are able to Havoc onto the boss, Scouring Tide onto kill and so long as you kill him before your Scouring Tide debuff runs out, which should be more than enough time, you get that refresh on your Scouring Tide, and with that refresh you're able to cast it again on the boss, and it'll reset the cooldown of Scouring Tide, so you'll basically be able to have 100% uptime on Scouring Tide here, giving you that bonus crit buff and movement speed buff basically for the whole boss fight. And that can be done on every single boss, like throughout Mythic Plus. It's not specifically like you need something. All you need is the buff, and as long as you maintain Scouring Tide on the boss, which is the 18-second dot, you're able to keep it up for that whole boss fight, which is just nice to have. And kind of my last thing here is when you're on AoE, using Havoc to generate shards. So when you're on AoE, you want to use Havoc when you have basically conflag charges but don't have any soul shards. So say here I'm at 1 shard. Here I'm just trying to build shards to start my Rain of Fire ramp. So you want to hit your conflags, make sure you have conflag charges, you're incinerating, and yeah, that's pretty much it. That is kind of how you do your openers when you are running out of shards on pulls for AoE. But that's kind of it. Not too much else to talk about. Those are some little tips if you didn't know some of them. But hopefully everyone's enjoying the season. And I'll catch you all in the next one.